Hello there, everybody. We're going to be taking a look today at Leopard's Leap. This is a new DLC for Graviteam Tactics, and of course, it's taking place in Angola as well as South Africa here. So we're going to be playing as the South African troops. Now, I've already started the turn, and these are positions we could take, but we're actually supposed to defend the Sakessa area where UNITA has a base. So that's what we're going to try to do, is assist UNITA here, hopefully help them out a bit. Oh, we got a little ad playing. Sorry about that. And kind of see what happens. So I have taken a look at the DLC. It's absolutely beautiful. And those of you that enjoy this sort of combat, it takes place in 1987. So this is fairly recent stuff. We're not going to move. We're just going to push to the next turn, see what the enemy does. Charge explosion. So we're actually just repairing units, etc., trying to keep these guys alive. We're not going to be doing any movements whatsoever at first. I've already faced one battle, as I said before. Now, if we want to, we can carry out an attack on this location, but I think I want to wait a little bit before that occurs. So here we go. The enemy is going to launch another attack against us. Let's hope that everything goes well. It's going to be a tough one, though, for sure. Let's take a look here. We've already lost a few units, and there could be a black screen for a little while. I hope we can get this back on. Might have to switch to display capture if this doesn't work, although I think it will. Okay, so let me just take a look here and see if we have any anti-tank vehicles whatsoever. Not looking like it. Let's just take a look. So we're gonna have to fight with basically with the units we have. That's gonna be quite a tough fight. And of course, wait a minute, is it showing up? Okay, now it seems to be showing up. There's not a lot. So let me just take a look, see how I can set this up. UNITA could assist us, but I think the best thing to do here is actually to completely fall back. So the Shinja area, we will try to hold on to it, but again, I'm not expecting us to hold this area. So let's go ahead. And probably what we'll do is order an immediate retreat. Yeah, definitely not what we were expecting, but nonetheless, it's going to have to happen one way or another. Let's first take a look and see if we have any areas we could hold. So we do have units here, and this is assuming they just go straight for this area here and try to attack our troops head on. We do have this unit Kestel that could probably hold out against them. The enemy is going to be coming from over here at the crossroads. Let's pull Kestel back. We're going to do the same with Carey and Hortman. I'm going to pull them back to the Sakessa area. You never know. Maybe we'll be lucky here and able to stop some sort of massive enemy attack, but I don't think so. And if I start losing quite a lot of units, I'm going to pull out of here quickly. Hey, LucasArt, how you doing, man? Good to see you. As you can see, these are only being executed partially because we've already taken quite a hit in the last battle. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things. If we spot MPLA troops, we will open fire, but as you can see, we are with our UNITA allies here, just kind of trying to hold this position. Shinja is getting hit pretty hard by enemy artillery, and look at that, we've already got enemy tanks off in the distance, and an enemy tank directly ahead of us too. Let's see if Kestel can get a hit on him. So, of course, one of our rattles, but one of our anti-tank rattles. Different rattles for different things. Take care, man. Nice. All right, look at that hit. That was beautiful. We just vaporized that vehicle. Totally vaporized it, and that was a tank. So obviously taking out some armor, always looking good for us. I hope we can do the same to some of these APCs at a distance. And of course, we just have this one vehicle capable of doing this, so we really need him to try and get as many hits as possible. Once we lose this guy, I think we're probably going to fall back and try and conserve our manpower. All of those tanks coming from over there, not making me feel any better. This is one of the DLC where the MPLA is actually doing quite well. So the Angolan troops have a lot of support in the form of Soviet tanks. But keep in mind, these are Soviet tanks actually delivered by the Cubans. The Soviets themselves were not happy about the arrangement. Partially because of the ever-shifting alliances of the MPLA and UNITA. Looks like the Kestel, looks like they are abandoning, or maybe it's just troops. We'll see if it's the crew or just troops here getting out and preparing to fight. They've even got some RPGs. Pretty nice. Oh! Did we just destroy a tree? I think we just knocked a tree down. Yes, we did. Wow, okay, very nice. So I'll hold out as long as I can. But again, if it comes down to losing a tremendous amount of troops to do that, I'm not so sure I want to. Oh boy, enemy mortar fire coming in. This is pretty serious. Damn! Completely destroyed our guy there. And that could have even potentially been a mortar hit. It was so close to the actual mortar fire. And see, in that situation, I think the best thing to do is get the hell out of here. Although we do still have Pirov, and he can actually still knock out quite a few bits of enemy armor. But if you take a look over here, just look at all the APCs and tanks he has. And if we look over here, the same thing is true. I mean, the enemy just has a tremendous amount of APCs and tanks. So I think, objectively, the right thing to do here is to get the hell out. But doesn't mean I'm going to do that. I might just stay here and try and put up a fight. And look at that. They're bombarding Shinja. Just completely trying to remove our presence there. This place has been torched. You can see our vehicles from previous battles, and it looks like MPLA troops are already making their way up the road here. So pretty scary stuff. I'm going to go ahead and call that a retreat for sure. See if we can't set up some sort of proper defense. I think to be able to defend against an offensive like that, we're going to need some reinforcements. Welcome, folks, to this ultra late night stream. Make yourselves at home. I had to look at the DLC. I couldn't wait till tomorrow, and more than likely we'll just release an additional video tomorrow on the DLC, maybe even from the MPLA perspective. In fact, we might take a look at the MPLA perspective here tonight if you guys want to see that too. I'm just going to fast forward here until we retreat fully. Don't expect this to come out in our favor whatsoever. But we can see some destroyed enemy vehicles there, so we've not totally lost the plot, but it's not looking great. We're going to need to set up a nice defensive barrier with reinforcements if we want to stop this major attack. Yeah, I hope we just don't have too many casualties, but of course, during this battle, we're probably going to have quite a lot, especially after that bombardment. Let's just see what we get in terms of reserves, and let's see what our UNITA allies have to assist us here. Hopefully, we can at least keep these guys alive. No reason for them to lose their lives all the way back here in the trees. And they are still returning fire, although I wouldn't at all feel bad if they just broke and ran at this point. The crew of our main assault vehicle there. They are pulling away, sort of the infantry unit with them, but at least they have RPGs, so we know that in a worst case situation, our guys, even our infantry squads, will be able to fight back. This being 1987, I believe, most infantry squads do come with at least one anti-tank weapon. That has to be a major defeat. Let's see. And battle results. Complete loss, of course. As you could see there, 11 killed on our side, only 2 on the enemy side. Not much of a battle, really. We want to jump back into a real fight here. And it looks like, oh no, they're going to attack us again. You know what I think I'd like to do? Let me see. What I'd like to do is actually restart this operation. Oh, maybe we do it on the main screen now. All right, let's jump in and just kind of see what we have to fight with. If it's what we had in the last battle, we have to retreat, but we will try to get that initial battle started, so that you guys can see the full array of the South African defense at this particular point. So as you can see, we do have quite a few vehicles here. Ooh, these are interesting. Look at these, man. So these are the 6+2 class vehicles. I'm not sure what they're called. They're not rattles, but they are anti-infantry vehicles mostly. Look at this, really nifty too. Looks like they've also got guns out of the sides. I can't wait to see how this thing works. The question is, can it do anything against enemy tanks? And the answer to that question seems to be absolutely not. But we'll find out soon enough. We also have some UNITA allies over here, so we just have to hope that our UNITA allies have our back. And we are going to try to defend Kariati. I'm going to try and put some of these vehicles over here in the, well, I guess you could call it the jungle. A mini jungle in any case. And really just try to set up the best defensive position I know how. We'll also set up some guys over here in the town itself, out there in the fields. Almost looks like a tractor outfitted with machine guns. Pretty horrifying stuff, if I don't say so myself. Let's get Herzog here in the frontal pastures. And what's this guy? I think it's just standard, same thing. We're going to push him up over here. Just want to make sure they're all in some sort of defensible area, not out in the open, of course. Put one over here. And another one maybe over here. Just take a look from the overhead view. Also take Biko and put him in the back. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. I think since they're probably going to be attacking from that location, I'm going to keep my eyes over there. They definitely have not improved the South African sounds. It actually sounds like something coming out of like a DOS computer, which is a bit strange, but hopefully they'll do something about that in time. I want to see those double machine guns in action. Those dual machine guns. Oh. Enemy APC. And enemy infantry in front. Look at that. They are all over the damn place. Here we go. Finally opening up on the MG. Oh, man. Oh my goodness, look at that. Talk about close combat, guys. This is awesome. Our squad deployed. The enemy is right there. Our South African squad has deployed. They're engaging. Look at this. Man, this is just awesome. But can our boys hold out against this attack? We're going to have to wait and see. Now, keep in mind, I was ready to quit here. So if we end up winning an amazing victory, I'm going to feel really stupid. That being said, that artillery is pretty danger close. For our infantry, it's doing a damn good job. And I wonder, how are these guys? Look at that. They've already lost their rear tires with this vehicle. How are they doing against enemy vehicles? That's what I want to know. And evidently not very well, I don't think. Still haven't seen any of those RPGs in action. Look at that Katiusha barrage. That is a Katiusha barrage. Oh my goodness. They are not kidding around. If you're playing as South Africa in this new DLC, you are in for a world of hurt, man. And I mean it. There's a reason they call it Leopard's Leap, and that's because it's UNITA, excuse me, MPLA, that's leaping towards us in just a massive attack, a massive frontal assault here. And there's not much we can do about it, you know, honestly. Just make sure we keep our defensive position here. Try and target that approaching infantry as best we can. See, Herzog's already getting hit here. The MPLA fighters right there, approaching the position, trying to get close to the position, of course. Let's see what about our guys over here. Okay, we should have kept more units here. Looks like they have a better line of sight to all of these approaching infantry. Not liking the vehicles so far. I mean, I love the rattles and all that stuff that we saw in the last fight, but these 6+2 Casses, I don't know. Weird little vehicle, I must say. Oh my god, another Katiusha barrage. Let's get a Katiusha gang in the comments, for God's sakes. Oh man. That is a Katiusha for sure. Keep fighting, Pinar. Don't give up, boys. All hope is not yet lost. That's it, boys. Get out. Beautiful. There we go. It's the RPG, but it missed. I told you guys we had RPGs with this squad. Man, they have completely demolished the town. There's no way around it. The town is completely gone. We're doing our best to defend it, but this is feeling like a losing battle. Especially with all the suppression here. I tell you, you can only withstand like one Katiusha barrage. 3, yeah, we're coming out a lot worse for wear, let's put it that way. We go. Nice hit. We got one, I think. Maybe a miss. If we could target this one and get a few of them, that would just be wonderful. Here's another one. That's a direct hit. Direct hit. Is it a kill? At least one of them. Looks like this one absorbed the impact, but we got another one there. Our boys are holding up, man. Definitely heroes of South Africa here. They know they can't win this fight, but they are knocking down as many MPLA units as possible. Even the heavy machine guns are targeting that MPLA vehicle, but look at that, more Katiushas. They are just never going to stop firing those Katiushas to try and suppress our position at Kariati. Let's take a look at our jungle force over here, as we're calling them, and it looks almost like a Soviet assault. It is kind of like a Soviet assault. just coming over here from the ford. So each and every guy in the jungle, I need them focused over there. We can't provide support to the existing units. We really need to keep the focus over here where all of these enemy are approaching. A lot of them are also coming through the jungle here. So let's get prepared. Hold on. Let's see what the UNITA allies are doing. Wow. So this is where some of our UNITA allies were stationed, and it looks like the MPLA targeted them as well. My goodness. Here we go. Mutsep and Jawala. So we could bring these guys into the fight, try and, I guess you could say, save the South African men stuck at Kariati. One of them just got off a beautiful shot with an RPG, but I'm not sure these guys can really do much. We are going to push them forward, though, and it looks like... No, it's a mix. It is a mix of South African and UNITA troops here. We are going to push them forward, but it might be better just to run here. It really might be better. Let's see if we got a kill there. Yes, we did. Knocked out another enemy vehicle trying to kind of move up here, and it looks like he is leaking fuel really heavily, but another enemy Katiusha barrage, guys. They want us dead. This is the 5th Katiusha barrage this town of Kariati has taken, and our South African forces have been right in the middle of this bloodshed. Just brutal. You can see the actual MPLA forces moving in here, and there are just so many. They brought trucks. These are not supply trucks. These are troop transports. There are just so damn many of them at this point. The Leopard's leap has begun. Some of our men, of course, still fighting for their lives here. They have withstood so many Katiusha barrages, only to potentially die right here. Here we go. We got another enemy vehicle. Maybe we get another lucky RPG shot at him. Although I think we're losing our chances for a lucky RPG shot. Let's see how Motsep's unit is doing. And I'm just kind of looking over here to see if I can spot any RPGs. I can spot 2. So they can absolutely provide some support here from the edge of the forest. That's what we're going to try to do. There's a lot of enemy officers in that group as well. Hopefully that Katiusha is not aware. And look at that, man. The South African Defense Force. Damn, boys. They got another one. They got another one. And a second hit there. Now, one of my concerns, the enemy has some tanks out here, but we are still holding that town position. And of course, Motsep's unit is getting there to the edge. They should be able to return fire pretty soon once they break the ridge here. All right, actually, we could potentially get those tanks. I think it's going to be a long shot, no pun intended, but I'm still going to try for it. And at least still some pretty effective machine gun fire down here on the central enemy position. We don't seem to be hitting many of them, but we're definitely keeping their heads down. We're keeping them back away from Kariati. Oh, there we go. Another Katiusha barrage. And this time they're going for our jungle force. Look at that, man. We saw that one right as it came in. My goodness. You can see some of our boys are still fighting back here. Pretty brave. Let's see how they're doing. Yeah, they still need to move up pretty close to use those RPGs. They are exercising caution. The RPG guy's actually crawling on the floor there. Just want to see if the enemy tanks spot us at all. If they see us. I don't think so. They seem to be moving straight towards Kariati, which is where I'm going to try to intercept them. Look at that. Our boys are still fighting. Even in the burning husk of a town, our guys are still fighting. He's around his buddies, still fighting to the end, man. That is just beautiful. It's definitely moments like this that make me appreciate Graviteam tactics that much more. But unfortunately for the rest of the boys that took the Katiusha blast, there's little we can do to save them. Come on, boys. All right, now somebody needs to fire a damn RPG. You've got your targets. It's almost like a little trench we've got here. It's really nothing more than a path for vehicles, but it could function as a trench. Come on, they're right there, boys. If we can get one RPG up here, we've got some definite kills. Here we go. There we go. That's one. One shot. He's got to get his, and I wonder if he's carrying one. Nope. That was not a kill, but it was a direct hit. There's one. Good hit. Direct hit. Think maybe a kill, but look at that. He's actually getting stuck on the road here. It's giving our boys a chance to kind of ambush from both sides. I wish we just had a few more RPGs, though. That's a kill. Not too bad. I got my prayers answered there in a second. But I want to kill those tanks. Who knows? Imagine if we could force UNITA, excuse me, if we could force MPLA to fall back here when we are right on the verge of defeat. It would be pretty amazing. Get them, boys. Now things are going to get pretty damn dangerous for this group, too. The enemy has spotted us, it seems. There we go. It's a hit on the tank. It's actually their burning vehicles that are blocking us from getting that one. Let's see if we at least took out the sidetrack. Nope. That's a good hit. We still hold Kariati, boys. That's a hit. Give me a damn kill. Our guys are right up on the tanks at this point. Really happy that we waited with this this additional group. And look at that. We just got a kill. Unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Again, all odds against us, but we are holding the town. What's that movie about the Irish UN unit that actually managed to hold out against Belgian mercenaries in the Congo? I can't remember the name. Yadotville. Siege of Yadotville. This is reminding me. This battle is reminding me of the siege at Yadotville. And look at that. The enemy is asking us for a ceasefire. I think I have to take that ceasefire. Then again, we could keep fighting, kind of see if we could stack those casualties up. But I don't think we come out of this alive, put it that way. So if we can at least get to the end of the campaign here with minimal casualties, maybe that's the best we can hope for. I'm gonna fight a little bit longer just to get a few more hits there on that tank. I'd love to wipe out another bit of armor, but I'm not sure I want to keep it going. If anybody wants to, I know it's really late, but if anybody in the comments is still awake enough to give their thoughts, we'll go based on that. So if you want me to keep fighting, I will. If you want me to accept the ceasefire, I'll do that as well. Just let me know. We've got this group back here that's kind of fallen back from that original jungle position, and they are trying to hold out against these guys. But of course, it is a massive, massive MPLA attack. And there we go. Looks like just one of their tanks escaped. We got the rest of them. Look at those good hits. All thanks to the RPG, and it looks like the battle's actually ending. Not sure if the enemy is retreating, but some of the enemy force is retreating. Either way, the battle's ending in 12 minutes here. So let's hold Counterattacking. I'm almost tempted to bring this force and send them in, and look at that once again, the wrath of the Soviets, aka the Katiusha rockets, right down into the damn town. I think I'm going to hold my existing position. Let's not mess around with this. They are in the open, but they have been much safer than the guys in town, and they've also had a lot more luck taking out enemy armor and firing on enemy infantry positions. Get them. Please do hit that like button, folks. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. If we don't have enough likes, then YouTube just simply doesn't recommend our videos. The boys are entirely focused on the infantry, but there's a tank there. It's my concern, although the tank seems to be more concerned with getting away than fighting our infantry whatsoever. Let's just take a look here at the battle map itself. Wow, that's pretty amazing. We just stopped them cold right there. They kept trying to come up this road with armor and vehicles. We completely stopped that. And it looks like their infantry just can't seem to break through to Counterattacking. They still have 10 minutes to do it, though, so I don't know. Anything could happen. Now, we got some heavy MGs, though. Really nice heavy MGs. Giorgio Clavelli. Grazie mille, amici. Still bombarding us. Hopefully not with any more Katiushas, though. These guys alone could hold this town. We know the capability of the South African forces and their UNITA counterparts. No matter what the enemy threw at us, we could hold. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe it's not a bad idea to take Motsep, and we're just going to go ahead and move him into town in a take defense order. So they'll work their way to town, of course, taking cover along the way, hopefully using these burning vehicles as cover, and try and just hold that position, make sure the enemy doesn't overrun us. This is like the entire Angolan army. I'm not even kidding. And we still are getting some pretty good shots, even on their infantry units. That's Katiushas, isn't it? Yep, more Katiusha barrages. My gosh. Look at those. The Katiusha barrages are never ending in this DLC. Like I said, if you want a challenge, play as South Africa here. As UNITA, or excuse me, as MPLA, this might be the most you get in any of the DLCs. So if you enjoy playing as the MPLA player, you're going to get a bunch of tanks, a bunch of infantry units, you know, of course, APCs, and pretty much the entire point of the DLC, Leopard's Leap, as the name suggests, is to attack, attack, attack. As South Africa, you've got to defend with very little in this DLC. In other DLCs, it seems like South Africa's way overpowered. So that might be the reason that they even made this one, to be honest. There we go. The boys are still moving. I love it. And it looks like with this covering fire as they move towards the village, I also think it's keeping the enemy down. It's making them not move any closer. Just look at that. They're doing standard infantry tactics. One guy fires, the rest of them move. I just love this. Welcome to Angola, friends. I thought that vehicle might still be operational, but no, she is as dead as a doornail. Nonetheless, I'm amazed, just amazed that we held, ambushed these guys and completely destroyed them. It's still probably going to be a defeat because we were coming to the end of the short campaign as South Africa, but I think it's a glorious defeat and certainly a Pyrrhic victory for UNITA. Look at MPLA, excuse me. Well, look at that. Just got another kill. Good shooting, boys. Easy kill on the APC there. Another shot. Who is firing? We got somebody over here with an RPG or something. Keep it up, man. Nearly got another kill on that one, and it looks like, look at that. Well, that's not that much of a kill. It's just a infantry supply vehicle. Nonetheless, man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the South African forces. Hello, auto inject. Hello, Smee. Are the rocket traits indicating the direction of the barrage? Yes. Yes, it is off-map artillery, but it's also indicating the direction of the barrage. So both. The answer is both. I should have just answered yes and stopped. All right, here we go. Yeah, we're still holding, just barely. Let's see if that group has made it to the Ville. See, now a few of them are taking casualties on the way, but the main group, look at that. Look at these guys. They are going to make it to the Ville, all the while keeping the enemy pinned. Good old South Africa. Trying their best to get the victory. How strange would it be if you found out I was just Afrikaans this entire time, and I've been pretending to be an American. I was trying to improve my South African accent. Sounds like a little less shite every time, I think, which is not saying much. Our boys are holding out. Katiusha is still in our hands. And I just love, like, this image. I was showing it earlier. Just this guy with his mates that have been downed, and he's still holding out in a burning village. Can't get much better than that, man. Not for a war game. All right, the boys have made it. Looks like they made it to this first farm. Not much cover here, but there are other units. Primarily that South African regular. This guy has no guns, so I don't know. Make of that what you will. There we go. There's that heavy machine gun, or light machine gun anyway. But it looks like one of the boys just took a bullet coming in. They've got to be very careful here. And we're almost close. We're very close to this ending. This battle actually ending here. Oh yes, we are totally surrounded, Smee. We are totally surrounded. This particular DLC absolutely favors the Angolan forces. The other DLCs not so much. Got wheels everywhere, burning villages, burning huts in the village, I should say. Yeah, it looks pretty bad out here. Keep fighting, exactly, man. I'm still proud of the defense. I mean, given what we had, being able to cause this much havoc, pretty nice feeling. And also being able to keep the enemy at bay. I mean, as long as we hold the town, I'm happy. I think now we've got enough forces in there to truly hold it. But look at the price we paid just advancing to the town, to pretty much just stuff it full of actual soldiers. And as you can see, look at that. Machine gunner, rifleman, machine gunner. We're just all over the damn place here. We're not giving up. We've come this far. We are not surrendering. I even stopped counting Katiusha barrages. There's another. As soon as I said Katiusha barrage. Ooh. Oh, man. That was rough. God, if we got a super chat for every Katiusha barrage, I would be a wealthy man. For every Katiusha rocket, let's say. My goodness. That's got to be number 7 or 8. And as far as the actual rockets themselves, I'm not sure how many rockets are in each barrage. I'm also guessing that this Katiusha from 1987 is going to be a little more advanced than the old-fashioned Katiusha, but maybe not. Who knows? Oh man, some of our boys are starting to get hit. You're good. You're good. Just a flesh wound. That is true, Smee. That is absolutely true. Although, in the first parts of this campaign, the MPLA has, you know, constant use of that artillery. So a lot of those times, those crazy charges will work out. Just because your guys are so badly pinned that they can't really provide much in terms of a response, you know. In this particular battle, though, I think maybe what saved us, well, number one, that supporting infantry unit when we brought it from over here to assist. But I think the other reason is just the town itself. You know, despite them destroying all the buildings, there's just so many, like, divots and crevices and stuff that make it kind of hard to take this place. You really have to storm it, you know, with infantry. And so far, the enemy doesn't want to get close. They tried with their vehicles, and that's what happened. Just those vehicles. We also got these. I mean, we destroyed so many of their vehicles. I'm not sure we were actually... It looked like an RPG, but if anybody knows if the South Africans were using a different kind of anti-tank missile, then let us know. Pinod. Now, Pinod actually comes all the way from the jungle area that we were initially holding out at. So that's pretty cool that he decided to come to the town. I did not give that order. So he fell back to the town naturally. And successfully, too. Even more amazing. Whoa! Thank you, Smee. Thank you so much, man. I'm really, I'm sorry that I usually have my sound notifications on for the Twitch channel, and I was really curious to see if they would also work for YouTube, but I just turned them off for this stream. Thank you, man. MPLA probably is advanced enough to use BM-21 Grad. Ah, that's probably what they're using. Yeah, I'm here in a World War II mindset thinking Katiushas. I think you're probably right, because it's damn effective stuff. And seriously, that's so nice of you, Smee. We've got to get the text to chat. Now that we're doing streams more often here on YouTube, I've got to get the text to chat set up for sure. Here we go. And it's going to be complete loss. We kind of knew that anyway. But 62 killed on our side, my goodness. 51 heavily wounded. Down here, tail of the take in terms of vehicles. On the enemy side, only 8 killed, 60 heavily wounded. So they definitely managed to get some medical assistance here. Let's jump back. And incredibly, the campaign continues. It shouldn't. It should end right here. But since we held out in that final fight, it's going to continue. Now, do you guys want to see maybe from the perspective of MPLA? Or, well, actually, let Smee decide here. He was kind enough to donate. So, Smee, would you like us to take a look at it, MPLA for the next battle? Or do you want us to maybe try and hold out? It looks like we've got SWAT F. What's this? Group B. Okay, I can push this guy here. But what would you like to see? That's purely UNITA right there defending. UNITA infantry defending. Why don't we go ahead and have a look here? We're going to take a look at the MPLA campaign. All right, so here we go. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, let's take a look at the MPLA. We always give a lot of attention to the South Africans, and not enough to the mighty MPLA. So let's push forward here. Now, of course, we are on an attack. So we definitely want to keep this pretty aggressive. 6 men deserted. Now that's new. Interesting. All right. Well, I am going to start sending these guys in for an attack. Seems like a pretty natural location to go to be honest. Send the infantry in. There we go. Let's see how we do. Let's see if we're as lucky as the AI is. Here. Oh, he wanted us to hold out. Sorry, Smee. I could have gone back. Yeah, it was interesting. We did get some reinforcements there. We can certainly go back if you want. I'm curious to also see like how many men we're working with here. because if we're gonna get an awesome battle, an awesome attack here, I might do it. Oh my gosh, let's see. Wow. Yeah, Smee's right though. I am going to hold out. We're not going to be sore losers, even if we're going to be completely crushed. We're going to hold out. So we're actually going to be playing... Oh, okay, we don't have to fight that one. That's UNITA. They actually held, which is amazing. I think our only real choice here is to do an attack. Yeah, I think so, which is going to be really weird. Okay. Oh, I think we might be able to play as a UNITA here. Here we go. Let's see how we do. Okay, yeah, definitely UNITA forces. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. No, I'm actually glad we stuck to this, man. I'm glad we stuck to this. So UNITA's actually sending out a bit of an attack. For those of you that don't know the politics here of the conflict, UNITA is the organization working with South Africa. Now, it gets really complicated because UNITA initially was working with the Soviet Union. But then they decided to work with South Africa. Thus, the Soviet Union saw them as traitors and capitalists. It gets really weird. Savimbe, but anyway, I'm not going to get into it. Suffice it to say, it looks like some of these units are entrenched. But since these are our allied units, we have no control over where they're placed. So we're just going to hope that our allies know what they're doing. And we are going to get started right here. We've got a bunch of trenches, I believe. So this is actually what I believe to be UNITA's kind of stronghold. But as you can see, MPLA has been bombarding it, you know, nonstop, of course. But yeah, at this point, we're just going to try to defend. Let's see. Look at that. Yeah, we could flank them. We could try to move to the habitation area with one of these groups. We've also apparently got some tanks. Let me take a look here, because that seems too good to be true. Yeah, well, oh my god, look at this. This is so cool. I think that's a Dushka on the back of a vehicle. That's standard technical there. But man, that's not going to kill a tank. But against infantry, that might be pretty damn effective. All right, folks, let's get started here. Again, we don't control the position of these troops initially. But this is our chance to stand against MPLA as UNITA. They're coming for our stronghold. Our South African allies, of course, have been humiliated in numerous battles. And I am going to try to move through the jungle here and do that flank attack suggested here by Simple Guy. Oh, wait a minute. I might not have control over any of those units. I think I only have control over this guy over here, Motsep. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. There's Katiusha. There's the location we held last time, and of course it's still burning. That's crazy that there are still bodies in here. Absolutely crazy. Boy, I'm really curious to see how UNITA is going to perform here. But yeah, that's going to be a boring fight. No offense, guys. So let's jump back and do MPLA, just because we don't get to control anything, unfortunately, there. All right, here we go. A chance at a major assault. Cuban hardware. Well, it's actually Soviet hardware, but don't tell anybody else I told you. Let's go ahead and get this stuff. So I think here I have a chance to just go absolutely crazy, which is my preferred playstyle anyway. Let's do it. A lot of those troop transports, which I don't like. Of course, they get guys to the field quickly, but very, very easy to destroy. So let's see how we do attacking Sakesa. Now I'm going to grab some of these scout units, push them up here. Over by the Grove. Looks like that's a location we could take pretty quickly. And what we will do is we're going to send the tanks right up the middle. Yeah, I know it seems counterintuitive, but bear with me now. Actually, we might just keep the tanks here in a defensive position, since that's where they plan to attack. Let's do that. So just keep these tanks in a defensive position. We'll go ahead, prepare to deploy. And what I'm going to do is take these units and charge right up the center here to Sakesa. All right, MPLA, do your thing. Let's see what happens. We could also take some units like Vieta here and also send him in. Let's do that. Oh, the map is beautiful. Wow, the actual geography here, the terrain is just beautiful. All right, commencing MPLA assault. Let's see how it goes. Looks like we already took that key point. I'm already hearing some machine gun fire. Do we have contact already? Oh, yes, we do. Man. Okay, either UNITA or South African forces, we're about to be able to tell. That's going to be a South African vehicle. Gotta hit it quick, boys. Looks like we killed him. Just continuous fire. I don't even think we hit it with an RPG. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what was shooting at us? Or the South African version of what was shooting at us anyway? That's really beautiful. I think it's a rattle with a, some sort of artillery piece attached there. All right, here we go. Pinto on the attack here. We've got the tanks. We could go ahead and charge directly into the enemy. And yes, I am going to. I told you I was going to charge against open ground, and I'm not stopping now. Let's go for the attack. Great shots already. I know this could be even better, though. Super. Leopards leap indeed, folks. Os Leopardos. Oh, what happened? What happened to the vehicle, guys? Where did it go, guys? Where did it go? Oh, man. So as I told you guys before, yeah, it definitely favors MPLA here. Just look at the hardware we're working with and look at what the enemy's got. And in many ways, when you think about it, you know, MPLA is the government of Angola during this time. So it would make sense that they would have some pretty advanced hardware. At certain points in the war, especially in the later stages. Let's take a look at the units that are a bit closer over here. How are they handling this situation? Almost tempted to just go out with a full-out attack with these guys as well. But let's just keep things as they are. We're already getting some really nice shots. Let's keep on attacking. Look at that. Just look at our men advancing through the bush towards the enemy. I almost feel like we're playing as the Viet Cong. It's just the numbers we have here are extraordinary. Look at that. We don't even need to zoom in. You can just see hordes of our guys across the field. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just in this tiny area. I mean, it's incredible. And we've completely decimated all their vehicles already. Look at all of those South African vehicles completely burnt out. So as much as I like it that this DLC shows these vehicles off, doesn't look like they're doing so well. Look at that. We completely destroyed that squad. Successful flank for sure. If we want to do a real flank, if we could just break through back here and hit them from the jungle, but I don't even think we need to. Look at that. Heat-seeking missile. Oh, just barely missed. Focus on that vehicle, boys. Robert. Amazing shot. So what do you guys think so far? I mean, of the DLC, I am really impressed at the, I guess you could say, like, the modern combat. Like, situations like that where when their vehicles come in, we destroy them almost immediately if they're out in the open or coming down a road. But I do think, without a doubt, this is heavily favoring MPLA. So a bit of a, I don't want to call it a novelty DLC, but it's, you know, there are other DLC from the Angolan border war that are a lot more even, I guess. But then again, You know, there are players out there that are so skilled with the South Africans. Maybe they can hold out. Maybe I'm doing something, you know, that they wouldn't, for instance. Here we go. Another kill. Another kill. Their vehicles just can't survive. They can't survive out here. Looks like they did get an RPG blast, potentially on one of our vehicles, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. We could use this. We could lose this entire group, I should say, and still be just fine. I think. That. Keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah, we need to focus just on this group. A lot of RPG shots coming out of there. Those machine guns working overtime. Yeah, they've got a hell of an RPG defense. Like I said, it's not as easy for the armored vehicles in these more modern times. I want to stop this spotter right here. He's going way too close for comfort towards the enemy. Just defend. Oh my goodness. A little bit of a mechanical failure here, guys. Please don't pay attention to that. I knew we shouldn't have trusted that car dealership. That was just a pretty shady place. All right, still a huge force of UNITA. Potentially UNITA and South African troops. There's definitely some South African troops in there. We've seen their vehicles, but how many, I'm not sure. And now that we're getting up close and personal, we are starting to come into direct contact with them. They're right through the bush on the other side, which just adds to the creep factor. Look at this. We did get another one of their vehicles, though. That never stops getting old. Ooh. Let's move up Ninjumbu as well. Looks like they're going for the Grove. What we could do is kind of fall on them from the crossroads position. Kind of try to take Sakesa. I think what I will do is just take Damio's units and the units here in the jungle, and I'm going to go for a full-on attack over here. One thing is for sure, there's no lack of action in this particular DLC. Yeah, exactly, Simple Guy. That's a good point. That is a good point. Oh, coming up across some trouble now that we see some enemy vehicles here, but I think they're just troop transports. I don't think we're dealing with any APCs. Let's take a look. Oh, it looks like a technical. That is an UNITA technical, and I'm just going to watch it. One of our guys just hit the guy in the leg. A few more lucky hits, and we can knock this thing out for good. Or one lucky hit with an RPG, and it looks like, look at that. They're already asking for a ceasefire. Not likely. Let's get that technical. Oh, thanks, guys. And thank you again, Smee. That means a lot. Really does. See how we're doing by the Grove. Very heavy fire from the enemy, I must say. But if you just take a look at their casualties, look at this. Look at that. And we're getting effective shots on commanders as well. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good here. So we might be able to divert these forces at some point to the Sakesa area. Taking that would be a huge strategic win for us. There's just no way around it. And we do have some tanks here. Do we? Yeah. So I might get cheeky, and I might just go ahead and go for a charge. I think they have a lot of infantry support vehicles, technicals, etc. But I feel like we can get them. And look at that. I missed it, but you guys want to see what happened to that technical? Let's take a look. Oh, guys, I think he might need medical attention. I don't know if you guys agree. There's something wrong with his arm. And his friend is nowhere to be seen, so we can play Find the Driver. Let's play Find the Driver here. Oh, I found him. Here he is. Yeah, don't be in a technical with a bunch of RPGs around and remain stationary. That's not going to work out well. Thank you, man. Well, you know, in good news for the channel, if you're a longtime fan, last month, and this month's been okay too, but last month was our best in like 5 years in terms of subscribers, views, and likes. So I guess I could just tell you guys, please keep doing what you're doing, and you know, in a year here, 2 years here, hopefully we'll have an even bigger channel. And I really do think that we are going to achieve those goals. Initially, I didn't think so, but when I saw that kind of growth, it really just showed me that I think one thing that's quite important on this channel that I wasn't doing before is, number one, finishing the series I start. But more importantly than that, I can't just play niche games that are old school alone. I've got to play niche games that are at least new. Like the War on the Sea stuff brought a lot of new people in that are enjoying the Graviteam stuff and the Men of War Assault Squad stuff. So like I said, I think I just need to occasionally throw some new games in there. But of course, new games that, you know, stick to this niche, if you guys understand what I'm saying. And I think if we do that, yeah, we stand a chance at growing pretty quickly. Let's right through. Come on. Let's see what Zuela's doing. Kebabbed. Completely kebabbed indeed. Actually, I'm going to keep Mabinda here. Oh! Our tank just bit the dust. Oh my gosh. Catastrophic explosion. Nobody's making it out of that. But we are still... I'm still continuing that attack. I want to try to take Sakesa. Nice shot. Just took out one of their officers there. South African for sure. RPG in hand, man. All right, so let's just hold position with this attack group. That's kind of what they're doing anyway. They're just holding position and spraying the trees. I think that's probably a safe bet. Spray the trees down a bit, and then we'll move in. Combat mission stuff. Oh. What do you guys prefer, Graviteam Tactics or Combat Mission? I think I prefer Graviteam Tactics. I love Combat Mission, but I think the lack... Like, okay, how can I put this? They're both very technical games, but Graviteam Tactics gives you a little more leeway. You know what I mean? It's like, you kind of get to do what you want. It's not necessarily going to work out, but you're not going to have a catastrophic failure necessarily just taking a risk. You know what I mean? Whereas in Combat Mission, if you take a risk and it's the wrong risk, you could lose everything in like 1 minute, pretty much. I think Graviteam gives you more of a chance to rectify your mistakes, you know? I'd love to try stuff like that. You know, like I've always wanted to do some like mini documentaries. I think I've done a few on the channel. I've also considered, a lot of people have sent me requests to provide commentary on like I guess you could call them like AAA games, like League of Legends, things like that. It's definitely something I might do eventually and sort of expand, I guess, my current medium. but I'm just not sure what to do. I'm very uncertain in general, I think. So any decision I make takes a while to make, you know. It's kind of weighing out the pros and cons of whether that's going to work, how much time it's going to take, etc., etc. But yes, I would love to do more of that as well. I really would. No, don't do that. And besides, you don't have to do that because we do have a defensive tutorial for Graviteam Tactics here. Although, yeah, I could do a more in-depth tutorial. The truth about Graviteam Tactics, and I think somebody mentioned it in a comment to a video, I thought it was really good, where it's like, this is as close as you can get to, like, being a movie director in a war game, if that makes sense. That's kind of what Graviteam Tactics is. By the way, now we're going to take this entire group, and we're just going to go out full style Soviet assault, and I'll try to do a diamond. Let's go. We're just going to just steamroll them. No wonder we had difficulty playing as South Africa. My goodness. Yeah, the WeGo system is fun, and I think, like, especially if you're fully employed, or you're just, you know, you don't want to stick around playing a video game for like hours on end, combat mission is great because you can just kind of do like a couple turns. You know, you got your fix or whatever, you put it away, save the game, and then come back later. So there is that with combat mission. I also think like Black Sea, it's a really risky move to do that, something so controversial, and I'm glad they did. I really wish there were more games like that. Well, more games like this, you know? Who else does the Bush War? I mean, nobody. All right. MPLA attack squad. Sakesa is ours, I believe. Yes, it is. It is officially ours, guys. I think because Mabinda has made his way in here. Pretty dangerous for Mabinda, but he is fighting. Oh my gosh. Just gonna reverse. We can sustain the losses, they can't. Excellent point. Excellent point. And I think that really says a lot about this war in general, and any war where the aggressor is going into you know, the defender's country. There's no way around it. The South Africans did move into Angolan territory, and of course the Angolans are going to defend their territory with every bit of population they have. Anybody that can carry a gun is going to be defending. Look at this, just the amount of manpower we have approaching. Again, my goal is to overrun that position, although we'll probably lose quite a few doing it, but it's worth it. That's right, General Tiberius. We are playing as the MPLA right now. Good to see you, man. We still got another group on the way down here, as you guys can see. I think Vieta, we already ordered him to attack, but just to be sure, make sure Vieta attacks. Fully employed with Kid, exactly. Yeah, you can't sit around playing a 2-hour-long battle. That's not gonna... the wife's not gonna be happy with that. No way. Let's just take a look here at their position. Looking pretty tenuous, I must say. Those are UNITA forces for sure. But potentially South African vehicles back here. Let's just get a look. Nope. Once again, UNITA technical. I love the look of this thing, but it can't be that effective in combat. Although in this position, you know, the way he's got it set up, it's actually quite nice. It would be really hard to actually spot this thing from over here. And if you just fire in the general direction of where the enemy's coming from, you're sure to get some hits. Let's see if we can't take that bastard out. Good work. Come on, boys. Vamos lá. Unfortunately, Graviteam Tactics doesn't allow you to do that. I think the most you can do is just win the campaign on whatever map you're given. But you can't actually invade South Africa or anything. Or vice versa. Keep up the fire. I'd be more than happy to just keep Sakesa and call it a win, but we got to keep it going, man. All right, Counter-Irash is almost about to reach Sakesa to relieve Mabinda. Incredibly, Mabinda is still alive, but I believe he's lost his vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of hanging out over here in the bush, so getting into Sakesa with more troops would be good, especially if we intend to hold that area. And we do. Here we go. That's cool, man. All right. Want to make sure every single one of these APCs is firing. Got our infantry targeting the location as well. I really want to try to take out this this gun right here. As you can see, what both sides have done, they take an anti-aircraft gun and turn it into basically an anti-personnel weapon. Just firing in the general direction there. That thing can wipe out entire squads. Very deadly. But this is what we wanted. Our tanks are arriving, Vieta and friends, and hopefully they can make a big difference here. It looks like Vieta may have gotten stuck here. Damn it, Vieta. He is firing, though. I'm going to just keep him in this position. Wait a minute. Sakesa, we retook it, I guess, so we must have lost it. And man, that technical we destroyed has set off a raging inferno. Look at that. He's still burning up. He still needs medical attention. And look at this. Completely destroyed. BTR-60. Is that what it is? Cheers, General Tiberius. They depend on your mercy now. Exactly. I think Tiberius got it. Cheers, man. So it's a BTR-60. Oh, got another one. Got another one. Those technicals are just really easy to hit, man. Both of these guys might be suffering, I think, from like maybe third-degree burns. So, you know, probably a good idea to get them to a hospital. I'm not a doctor, though, guys. I want to make that very clear that maybe they're fine. They could just be sleeping. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. There's another one here. These guys are in good condition. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that these guys are doing just fine. The other ones, not sure. Not sure. Let's take a look over here. They might need to go to their family doctor. Let's keep on firing. And so far, as long as we can suppress the units, we'll be okay. We're more worried about the RPGs coming from the actual jungle here. But as long as we keep the units suppressed, I think it's going to go quite well for us. And look at that. Counter-Irash and the rest of the infantry are almost at the Sakesa area. But just to give them a little bit of extra incentive, let's make sure we order a proper assault, not an attack. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It can damage APCs, infantry. Not tanks, but it can wipe out an APC. But nothing is stopping us at this point. We need to get up that hill, and we need to do it quickly. See a bunch of our men advancing. We got really lucky because most of those technicals weren't even facing us. Here we go. Another push, and this is Vieda's group. Pretty sure it's Vieda's APC group. Victoria. Yep, definitely. Oh, they've got some anti-tank stuff. Okay, so they can handle enemy armor. Our APCs can shrug off 12-7 from the front and distance. 23mm ZU is not something they were designed to protect its crew from. Yep. Whatever you said. Yeah, whatever you said. Along with not being a doctor, I'm not an expert at this stuff, but I'm always glad and always appreciate when my subs are. I have no idea, but yeah, it does look like a machine gun that could absolutely shred through light armor without much difficulty. Wait a minute. Enemy prisoners, perhaps? Yes! We took some prisoners. I like, okay, nobody let the Geneva Convention know about this. That was unintentional, but our prisoners hit. He might still get up. But yeah, he definitely got hit, in an attempt to surrender. And isn't that funny because it happens so often in combat, you know, friendly fire. Such a common occurrence. Even in modern times. Love the smoke on this battlefield right now. It's just everywhere. You would be able to tell from 20 kilometers away that there's a battle being fought in this area. Look at Vieda's group. There's so many of them. They're having some difficulty moving forward. We might want to micromanage them a bit. Just kind of do that. Rumau over here. This guy over here. And again, guys, please don't forget to hit that like button. That helps big time. So do awesome folks like Smee who use that super chat. It's there for a reason. To be clicked and not used, usually. It is there for a reason. Yeah, now they're kind of spreading out a little bit more, but this is just such a large group of APCs, I might really need to just kind of micromanage and approach this way. Yeah, as the saying goes, friendly fire isn't. I've never heard that one, but I like it. I've never played that game, to be honest with you, Tiberius, but that sounds pretty cool, man. Counterattack still moving towards the village. They haven't made it there. I mean, still pretty heavy enemy fire from these positions, but they are about to make contact with Mbinda, and I think that pretty much ensures our victory. Also, we can hopefully take out that gun from over here. Seems pretty safe as long as you keep your head down with all these bushes and trees. But then again, a bush and a tree is not going to stop a 20mm round, is it? Probably not. Might kind of throw it off course, though. See how it's going. We've got all of the positions at this point. Now we just do vice grip. We could actually send some troops over to take Shinja. We send an infantry unit over there. I'm not sure if our supply trucks can do it, but send Borba over there. It's funny because Borba, of course, you know, Angola was a Portuguese colony, so many of the names and the current spoken language or main language in Angola is Portuguese, and Borba is an actual Portuguese wine from the region of Borba. It's also a region, but really known for its wine. So anytime I see that name, I just get very thirsty. É muito tarde, é mesmo, pá, é mesmo tarde. Decidi, já tenho insónia, mais vale jogar aqui um jogo e E pronto, já sabes. Did a little Portuguese there. We are, after all, playing the Bush War, so we gotta throw some Portuguese in here in the stream. I like it. Vamos a isso. All right, let's see. Counterattack is almost there on the gun. They're not even looking at us. They are not even looking at us, and it looks like quite a few of their crew have already been laid to waste. Oh, one of our RPGs. Look at that. Oh, what did it hit? What did it hit, if anything? I think it just hit this tree. It's a crime against nature. Oh, man. And is the enemy leaving the field? Oh, wait. One of our crew is actually trying to return to the vehicle. I don't know how we got these guys. I missed them, but we've been firing over here the entire damn time. And these are all South African vehicles we took out. Look at that. I didn't even see us take them out at distance. All of them. All rattles mounted with anti-tank guns. Oh, I was just telling him in Portuguese that... He said in Portuguese it's really late, because it is. It's 3:42 a.m. here in Lisbon. But I was like, listen, I'm an insomniac, and... They just gave me the DLC to the game, so I figured, I'm gonna play it anyway. I might as well let you guys watch. You know what I mean? I might as well just put a little effort into a little narration and get some views out of it, and your awesome company. Well, we're going to see if he can rip through armor pretty damn soon here, because he's looking at this vehicle. But he could be too badly damaged, actually. The actual gun itself might be damaged. He might not be able to turn it. That could be what's going on here. Oh, we are closing the vice grip totally now. Look at this. So many infantry moving up. Some of them have taken shots, but there's not much areas for the enemy to run. These are all enemy troops here. I think it could be, because it could be a modernized. I mean, keep in mind, this is 1987. You know, this is, what, a little over 20 years? So, a little over 30 years, I should say. I think that potentially the vehicles they're using now could be pretty similar to these, just slightly upgraded versions, I would guess. Yeah, I think that's a great description of it, a hardcore general simulator. I think that's a really good description of it. Even to the point where, like, not in this battle our men have done whatever we wanted, but earlier in the stream when we were playing as the South Africans, there are moments when your men will not follow your orders, either due to panic or because you don't have enough command points to give any orders. So our guys are now trying to use RPGs to clear out the last of the enemy vehicles. There's still a technical here. Well, I want to watch the enemy technical, actually. I love this kind of vehicle. He's still combat effective. He's firing at our men. Although he's giving very short bursts. And good shot, boys. Oh, man. Our RPG missed, but we hit him with the gun. And the RPG destroyed a tree. 6:43 here. I'm also an insomniac, and that means I can watch you playing. It's all right. It's a simple guy. I like that he's like, it's all right. I feel your pain. Yeah, and I think also, like, I will say this, I'm sure everybody's feeling this, that with this whole pandemic thing, my insomnia has gotten even worse because my sleep schedule is totally messed up. You know, it's quite common for me to, like, stay up till 9 a.m., go to bed, wake up at 2 or 3, and start, you know, doing some PR work and some YouTube videos if I can. So that's just kind of the new routine. It's not fun. Come on, light it up. I'm amazed they haven't run yet, to be honest. Good shooting, boys. Yep, their gun's gonna be down in a second. All right. It's like a foregone conclusion right now. Like, our vehicles are in the actual attack zone. Have we made it over here to Shinja yet? Going over there with the board. We're almost at Shinja, the other village. I don't expect we're going to meet any resistance. But again, you can kind of see the boys moving in formation here, which I like. Trying to liberate their country, and that's exactly what MPLA is doing here. Although to my South African subscribers, I disagree completely. Maybe not. Especially to any Boer subscribers. All right, so now we're just kind of doing jungle cleanup duty. I would not want to be one of the infantry on this jungle cleanup duty, but it's got to be done. Quite a few of them already in there, clearing the area out as best they can. But this is going to be the most dangerous job. There could be enemies all over the damn place. And the fact they haven't surrendered leads me to believe they could have still a few tanks. Definitely over there, we know they have some armor. Yeah, I hear you, man. This might be the first and only time we've had to declare or accept a ceasefire just because the enemy is crazy. I mean, they are not going to give up. They want to keep fighting, even though I think we've got them on the ropes. But potentially what could be happening is over at Habitation. They don't actually have the area, but maybe like in between here and Habitation, they could have a trench network. I'm just not sure. But I think objectively the right thing to do is to keep on fighting, right? We can't accept that ceasefire. It's completely in our favor right now. Now it's just bush to bush fighting. This is why they called it the Bush War. You can see, I mean, enemies right there, a few enemy troops here. Our guys are already here. It's very, very dangerous. We could have taken some prisoners. No, key point. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Shinja is now our location. Just gonna keep those units there and hold it. Look at that, our guys throwing grenades. Oh, headshot right before the grenade blast. Grenade just for a little added effect, extra effect. Yeah, they absolutely could still have units here. It looks like they definitely have units in Sakesa proper. Maybe that's why they haven't surrendered yet, because they still have units maybe in the far side of this town. Village, rather. I'm not sure if it classifies as a town or a village. Yeah, I would say, like, so far, I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on the DLC itself. My opinions are I love the combat. It's really fast paced. It's really fun. It's really, what can I say? It's really 80s, you know, which is cool. But I just wish they had given the South Africans a little more of a chance here. I know that a lot of these DLC are based on actual campaigns, so perhaps the South Africans in Leopard's Leap Year were at a disadvantage. It does seem like kind of a surprise blitz on the part of the MPLA, but even just giving them like another group of rattles with those guns would be good. And I think like for the South African player, I'm trying to reimagine how I would have done this defense when we were playing as South Africa, and I'm almost thinking like you would have to spread your rattles out instead of keeping them all bunched up, which is pretty standard. You'd have to spread them out in these like jungled areas, you know, all over the place. Also put your infantry down there with their RPGs and just kind of hope for the best, because you're not stopping our advance. I mean, look at this MPLA advance. It really does remind me, like I said, of the North Vietnamese. Even just the uniforms reminds me of NBA uniforms, and also the tanks advancing. It's just not, it's not a force that I would want to be facing. I'm really glad that we're playing as them and not against them. Let's put it that way. Yes, I think that's what's going on, Simple Guy. I think that's what's going on, because they do still have some scattered infantry units here, so they're thinking maybe they can retake that village. Arnaldo, now we've got a few tanks already on scene. By the way, for those of you that didn't know, if you want to just focus on one unit for an entire fight, we might do this for a video, like, you know, the 7th APC, and kind of just see how long they survive, but you can do this. And I just think it's a really cool addition to the game, the ability to just kind of see what this guy sees, where he's going, etc. This is deep into the enemy lines, you know, where he is right now. You can actually see an enemy body right there. Yeah, let's back off. Oh, I love the sound of that machine gun just then. Yeah, we've got an enemy marker there, so I'm guessing maybe back here they've got some more troops. In fact, when you see that flag, that lets us know that's an officer. So he could have an entire squad with him. Cuidado. Yeah, that's definitely fair to say, and I think it's because, you know, it approaches the situation in a realistic way. So, like, just as an example, oh shit, sorry. Just as an example, you know, like, let's say I want to move, I've got some units here. I think you guys see the pointer, right? I hope so. Otherwise, this is gonna make no sense. I've got some units over here in these woods. There's an enemy machine gun team right here. I've got another unit right here at the Grove, and I want to move this unit over here to support that unit. Well, it could take like 15 or 20 minutes, because as they're moving, number one, you have to process the order, and there are, like, I could do a separate tutorial on that. There are different ways in game to make orders go faster. So if you have like a communication or I think it's scout crew nearby, they can transmit those orders faster, but it's going to take them like 2-3 minutes to process it. Then they're going to start moving. If they start taking fire, they'll take cover, return fire, and just kind of like slowly work their way towards the position. So in that sense, I think it's almost like a real military operation. You know, it's not as controlled as something like Combat Mission, whereas I think Combat Mission is more like war games. You know what I mean when I say war games, like actual war games? Because I think in real war, and I'm not speaking from experience, but I'm guessing in real war, it's much easier to kind of just like lose sight of this specific area you're supposed to be, lose sight of certain objectives if you're under fire, etc., etc. But again, I've never been in real war. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I think I'm right on this one. And that's one thing I really love about Graviteam tactics. Like, even this situation, Arnaldo here, like, you know, I've ordered an attack, but he's being much more aggressive than the other tankers, potentially getting himself into a dangerous position. This can happen a lot. You know, you find yourself behind enemy lines without realizing it. And yeah, look at that. That's why they didn't want to stop. Look at how many enemy units are by Sakesa, guys. They have another squad here, maybe a couple squads. UNITA does not want to give up the ghost yet. But you can definitely micro win the game, and I think I'm trying to think of like probably the best micros you can do are going to be on the larger Graviteam Tactics Mius front campaigns, the World War II ones. I think also due to the World War II weaponry, this is very advanced weaponry, so, you know, trying to do like a flank attack against, you know, heat-seeking missiles that can catch you at like 2 kilometers, it's going to be pretty tough. But, like, I've had some pretty amazing luck, for instance, in Graviteam Tactics Mius front, where it'll be like a snowy map, I'll be playing as the Soviets, and a German tank group will completely steamroll a part of my army. But then I'll reposition my ZIS-2 guns and reposition a few anti-tank rifles in like a wooded area, and I'll end up winning the battle. So I think it applies more to standard GT. That's why, like, I hate to use this word, but like this particular DLC almost feels a little bit novelty-ish, in that I think it's more about watching it and less about trying to execute any tactical maneuvers, because it's really tough to do that, like I said, with those damn anti-tank guided missiles that, like that one, we just, speak of the devil, like that, you can't really do any cool flanking maneuvers, you know? Oh yes, so see, that's probably the case. I'm always on the second difficulty of combat mission. I think it's veteran. And I couldn't imagine what it's like doing like the toughest difficulty. I couldn't imagine it, because I find veteran frustrating enough. Wow, with that tank loss, that's almost making me want to accept the ceasefire. I don't want to unnecessarily lose any armor. Pardon me. The men I don't really care about, because we have a lot of them. But losing the armor might not be such a good idea. Now I'm starting to see, look at that additional enemy armor over here. This is where we destroyed a few of them. Looks like a few more are popping up. Ooh, that's the rattle with the gun attached. This is the new vehicle in the DLC, by the way, guys, for the South Africans. It's a really pretty vehicle. What's that emblem on the back? 3 arrows going up here, 3 arrows going over here. That's pretty cool. Because the 3 arrows symbol was the one used by the Iron Guard during the, I think it's the German Revolution, the German Social Revolution, when Rosa Luxemburg and all those kind of rose to prominence. And I think the Iron Guard had a very similar symbol. But it makes sense that South African units would have, let's be honest here, they would have kind of certain kind of iconography. You know, come on now. There are planes in the... I'm not sure if there are planes in this particular DLC. There are definitely planes in the other DLCs for the Battle of Quito Carnavale. I think you can get MiGs, and you can get... I forget what they're called for the South Africans. But yeah, Matt, you can have planes. Here we haven't seen any yet. So far, we've just seen the Katiushas. I hope so, though. I really do. Although you don't really need them as MPLA, and since this is a surprise attack, I could see the South Africans potentially getting them if you could hold on, but I'm not sure if they do. Yes. I'm so glad. I've never heard that term, but that's so apt and appropriate for a certain demographic of gamers. Yes, definitely. It's anytime I put up a Graviteam Tactics video with a title like Gott mit uns, or something that I would consider a little questionable. So many likes on those videos. So many likes. And look, if your politics are deplorable, I don't care. Just keep watching my videos. I could care less. Oh, nice little forest fire here. Nice and toasty. Oh. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably accept the ceasefire. Let's see if we took some prisoners. Hold on a sec. Yes, we did. Captured some captives. And this new captive system, they did this, like, I think 2 updates ago. It's a little strange. Like, basically, what the enemy will do is, like, they'll dress their wounds first, then they'll come out with their hands up. And that, to me, doesn't seem all that realistic. I mean, it's just asking to get shot if you're trying to surrender, and then you start dressing your wounds, and I see you, like, you know, kneeling down. Come on, that's not very realistic, but it is what it is. So I preferred when they just kind of instantly walked out with their hands up. It seems they've kind of gotten rid of that. How long have we been streaming? I'm like losing my voice here. Almost 2 hours, my goodness. My lord. Really do have to boost the stream time. I'm really trying to go for like regular 2 to 3 hour streams. Stay away from the 1 hour streams, but it definitely does a number. Does a number on the old voice. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and accept that ceasefire. Let me just make sure that we're still holding the Shinja position. We are. We could push to habitation, but again, I think here all we're risking is losing some more armor. So we're going to go ahead, accept that one. We can always come back. And 30 seconds. The tank is still exploding, I see. Yeah, that's another thing, is the machinery in the game is quite realistic. So as long as there's still fuel in those tanks, they're kind of like IEDs. If you have some units near them, you could absolutely get them killed. Let's see what the casualty count is. That's what I'm really curious about. But without a doubt, man, the MPLA is looking really good in this DLC. My goodness. All right, there we go. It still says complete loss, but we're so used to that with Graviteam tactics, it's not surprising us one bit. And as you can see here, 66 enemies killed, 32 killed on our side. This is the really weird part, is we have 6 enemies heavily wounded, 64 of our guys heavily wounded. So either they have really good or really, I think they have really bad medics, because most of their guys died, and 170 taken prisoner. So there's just no way that could be a complete loss. Plus 2905, plus 2275. This is just Graviteam for you. What else can I say? Anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up, especially at such a late hour. And again, a really sincere thanks to Smee and anybody that uses the little, what's it called? I was gonna say Bitcoin. Yeah, it's late here, guys. It's 4 a.m. That uses the super chat system. I really appreciate it. And people also that just leave comments, interact with the stream, and you know, just are here. It really does help, especially when you guys interact with me during the stream. It gives me something else to focus on. My narration doesn't have to just focus on the game. You know, I can actually kind of talk to you guys, and that makes my job a lot easier. I really mean it. Most wounded probably never got out. It's a simple guy. Probably not. And another thing that Graviteam does really well is if you have a ceasefire and you're in your territory, like in a defensive position, it seems that like maybe you get priority medical care, and I guess it's because maybe your medics can get to the battlefield quicker. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I have noticed that many times. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And maybe, Smee, yeah, maybe we need to try some combat mission on upcoming streams. I do have quite a lot of like classic combat mission here on the channel. I could do some more modern stuff, but yeah, whatever you guys want to see, we will make it happen. Thanks again, guys. Take care and have an awesome day.